Hey everybody, Ryan here, and I'm riding a horse named Mac. He's a 6-year-old quarter horse, and we're going to be talking about how to release a horse to a maneuver. And so the maneuver that we're wanting to release Mac towards is flying lead changes. He's done some flying lead changes in the past, but they're not push button yet. And what I'm trying to avoid is the idea of just pushing him into it by riding really strong and setting everything up and putting my leg on strong. I would like to release him to the lead change. So in order to release him to it, that means I have to do something ahead of time. So there's two things that I'm going to do ahead of time. Number one is I'm going to work on my haunches in, and so I'm going to show you a little exercise that I do. That this isn't a maneuver, this is an exercise to prepare for the maneuver. I always want the maneuvers to be the easiest thing I'm asking the horse to do. So we're going to do haunches in on figure 8, and then we might try a little bit of counter canter. And then from the counter canter, we could release the horse to the lead change. Because the counter canter is hard, a little bit uncomfortable. I got to keep my leg on to keep him in, say, like a left lead. And then I can tip his nose to the right, release my leg, and we should have a flying lead change there. So let's start off with haunches in on a figure 8. So a normal figure 8 would be, I would ride him, let's say, haunches in here on this circle. So I got haunches in here. I'm not going to be super worried about his flexion. We need to work on that, but for this video, I want you to focus on the yields. So now I got to turn here. He's a little stuck there. So I got to get through here. Now on this half of the figure 8, I need to do haunches out. So I got to be aware of my directions. So see, I got haunches out, but it's the same move. I'm just riding in a different direction. Okay, so I got to keep him moving forward here. And I got haunches in over on this side. Very good. So we got a couple of sticky spots, but overall you can see that that's not too bad. But this is one exercise that I would recommend that those of you that are wanting to, you got a little stuck there, those of you that are wanting to get better at your lead changes, ask them to do some harder things like haunches in on a figure 8 before you try those lead changes. See, I don't have to be trotting or cantering doing haunches in order to be getting that better. Very good. Now I'll release him on that one. Now we'll go ahead and we'll try it the other way. So again, I got a circle here and a circle here. So I'm going to do haunches in to the left. It's a little too much. There we go. I'm walking forward. Haunches in. So it's just a hind quarter control exercise. Come through the middle here. This is where it starts to become haunches out. So I'm going to start to turn right, but I'm keeping his nose left. My right leg stays on, pushing that hip around to the outside. Very good. Come through the middle. Haunches in here. Very good. So he actually did that pretty well. So to me, that's a passing quality grade there. It could be better, sure, but for my purposes, I was satisfied with that. I guess I don't really do this at a trot, but if you wanted to try it at a trot, you could. Mostly I do it at a slower gait, but I'm looking for really high quality. And the quality that I'm looking for is this lightness in the rein here, where it just feels soft. There's no tension on it. And how light does it feel on my leg, okay? I'm using spurs for that. If you wanted to ride with a little stick and have no spurs on, you could do that too. Just ask them to move off your leg there and have the stick. Nothing wrong with that. For me, it's just a little handier to have my legs and my spurs on versus a stick, but to each their own. I'm sure you guys will, anybody that objects to that will let me know in the comments below, as usual. So, okay, so now I'm going to set up a pattern. It's kind of a bow tie pattern where I'm going to come down the fence here and set up a lead, and then I'm going to ride him down the fence, and I'm going to try to keep him on that lead and go around the arena. So let's go ahead and give this a try. So we'll try it on the left lead first. So even just to ask for the canter lead with this theme of even a walk to canter transition is a bit of a maneuver. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my left leg on, push his shoulders to the right, then I'm going to release that leg, and that's my cue for canter. Now he came out of the bridle a little bit. We need to work on that. That's kind of a separate issue. Now I'm going to come down the fence. My right leg is on. I'm going to keep him on this right lead here. He's wanting to break gait. Keep him moving forward. And counter canter. Very good. Now, the idea is when I'm ready to try the lead change, which I will when I get to the fence here, I can release my right leg until we come out on that new lead. Very good. So you can see it took him a minute. We eventually got the lead, but it wasn't a flying change. So now I'm just going to walk him, give him a little break. We'll set that up again. So again, this is a horse that, you know, had some lead changes done with him, but and I'm not saying they did anything wrong, but it was just more of like we made him change leads versus he chose to change leads. And so by setting up this pattern, I think we're going to be able to release him to that lead change a little more. So let's set up that left lead again. Nose to the left, push his shoulders to the right, release the leg. There's that left lead. I'm going to keep him on that left lead. Get a little counter canter. Making sure I can control him. Making sure he's okay with this. When we get by the fence again, I'm going to release my right leg to ask for that lead change. Right here. There we go. That was a little slicker that time. Let him lope around a little bit and walk. Now, I made a bit of a mistake there. I brought my left leg on pretty quick. I was kind of thinking about explaining it and getting that change. I'm going to do it again. This time, I'm going to give him a little more of an opportunity to change before I bring my outside leg on. To me, I brought my outside leg on too quick that time. It's a tempting thing to do. But I should have given him a little more chance to change off of that leg coming off. Let's go ahead and set that up again. Maybe our camera person could come down this way, get a little bit closer. So again, set up that left lead canter departure. Also notice I'm training one side at a time here, so we're working on this left lead today, left to right. Ooh, that canter departure got a little bit better. Very good. Keep him in that left lead. So now my right leg's on. Gonna push him around here, go into that counter canter, and he feels my right leg being on. Come around here to the fence. So right now this counter canter is just kind of a bit uncomfortable. So as we get to right here, release the leg, there's the lead change. Very smooth. Very good. So my leg came off. He kind of came through that lead change. He got relief for doing it. Now another reason you might want to work on this counter cantering business and maybe not change leads would be if your horse is anticipating the lead change. You know, if you've practiced a lot of lead changes, they can get to where as soon as you go to turn, they're thinking change leads. And what I'll do with that horse is counter canter, but I won't change leads out of it. I'll just counter canter and then bring him down to a walk. So it's kind of a nice way, again, low stress way to teach a horse flying lead changes. This is what we were working on today with Mac. I thought you guys might enjoy the video. So feel free to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I know whatever mistakes I made, you guys will point out for me. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.